And the jury in the trial of Daniel Penny is hearing from Penny in his own words. And Penny's pleaded not guilty to manslaughter and criminally negligent homicide charges in the chokehold death of Jordan Neely on the New York City subway. Witnesses say Neely had been acting erratically. On Thursday, prosecutors showed police interrogation video of Penny demonstrating the chokehold to detectives.
And I kind of came like this.
Okay. Did you apply pressure, Daniel?
No, I wasn't. I just wanted to keep him from getting to people. Some guy came in, he's like, whipped his jacket off, and he's like, I'm gonna kill everybody. I can go to prison forever. I don't care. I don't do this. At that point, I looked to the person next to me like, hey, just hang on to this phone for me. I had my headphones in and took it off, and just kind of like grabbed him from behind because he came in, just to like, because he was acting like a lunatic, like a crazy person.
Because it looks like a sleeper hold to me, like
right,
something
yeah.
similar to like.
I'm not trying to like kill the guy.
Right.
I'm just trying to de-escalate the situation. I wasn't trying to like injure him.
Right.
I'm just trying to keep him from hurting anybody else. He's threatening people.
ABC News legal contributor and trial attorney Brian Buckmire joins me now for more. Brian, so much of this video to unpack, but how important will those words be from Daniel Penny himself, telling the officers, I wasn't trying to kill the guy. He also says I wasn't trying to hurt him. I was just trying to de-escalate the situation.
It helps in the sense that he's trying to prove the fact that he didn't intend to harm Jordan Neely. But unfortunately for him, the charges are not necessarily intent. It's more about reckless or negligence. And so when you take his statement there and then you put it next to what the prosecution has presented by putting on his Marine trainer, explaining the differences of chokeholds and how he was using a blood chokehold rather than an air chokehold, and he continued with that chokehold past the point of Jordan Neely passing out, it veers its way into the lane of recklessness and negligence, which is exactly what the prosecution is accusing him of.
How much is his training as a Marine going to play into that, this sense that he should have known?
Yeah, it's really everything in the case right here, right? Because if it's just an ordinary person who doesn't know the difference between an air chokehold, which is the blocking of the trachea and the air here, or a blood chokehold where you're blocking the arteries or the veins in the side, which would cause a person to pass out, but if you continue to do so, a person would die. Jordan Neely knows that better than anyone else based on his training. And so to say that he has his training, he understands what he's supposed to do, Daniel Penny, that he has his training, he understands what he's supposed to do, but continued going, that leads you into the criminal negligent homicide, that leads you into the recklessness.
The combat instructor who trained Penny said that he warned his trainees of the dangers of this kind of a chokehold. So how is the defense going to counter that?
So I think the defense is going to try to avoid the fact that the chokehold is actually the cause of the death here. We've heard in the cross-examinations of various witnesses, especially of the medical forensic pathologists, of saying, well, Jordan Neely may have had substances in his system that might have caused him to die rather than the actual hold on his neck. Because as you heard from Daniel Penny, he said that he was just trying to restrain him. He did not put pressure on his neck. So I think the defense is going to try to put forward in their case, probably starting next week, medical examiners that are going to combat the argument that Jordan Neely died from asphyxiation or pressure to his neck rather than some substance in his body.
Would that be countering the autopsy report?
Exactly, which is going to be very difficult because you've already had people testify multiple times and you have the video, which is very hard to kind of disagree with, to say that that pressure on his neck is what caused his death.
All right, Brian Buckmire, I know you'll be watching. Thank you.